Hello, word enthusiasts, and welcome back to Hello Word, your daily dose of vocabulary fun. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we delve into the wonderful world of words. Today's word is count. It's a B1 level noun, specifically a count noun, and it refers to the act of counting or the total number of things. So, what exactly does count mean? Well, in simple terms, it's the process of determining the quantity of something. It can also refer to the total number obtained after counting. We use it all the time in our daily lives. For example, can you give me a count of the number of people attending the meeting? Now, let's explore some synonyms for count. One word that comes to mind is number. For example, instead of saying, "What's the count of apples in the basket?" you could say, "What's the number of apples in the basket?" Another synonym is tally. We can say, "The tally of votes is being calculated" instead of "the count of votes is being calculated." Similarly, we could also use calculation. Imagine a scenario where someone is determining the number of items in a store. Instead of saying they're taking a count, we could say they're doing a calculation to see how much stock they have left. For instance, the store manager did a quick calculation of the inventory. And finally, we have the word enumeration, which is a more formal synonym. For example, the enumeration of the population is conducted every 10 years. This is more formal than saying the count of the population is conducted every 10 years. Now, let's switch gears and look at antonyms. What words express the opposite of count? One possibility is estimate. Instead of an exact count, an estimate is an approximate guess. For example, I don't know the exact count, but my estimate is around 50. Another antonym is guess. It's an informal way of approximating a quantity. For instance, instead of trying to count all the candies in the jar, I'll just take a guess. A third antonym is approximation. Instead of being precise like a count, an approximation is an estimation of a quantity. For example, the final figure wasn't available, so we used an approximation. Now, let's see how we can use count in everyday life. It's all around us. Think about going to the grocery store. You might take a count of the items in your cart to make sure you haven't forgotten anything. Or you might hear someone saying, "Make every second count," which means to use your time wisely. Imagine playing a board game. You count the spaces to move your piece. Or perhaps someone says, "I lost count," meaning they forgot the number they were at. Here's some more examples of count in sentences and phrases. The final count of the ballots will be released at 8 p.m. He started to count the money in his wallet. Every vote will count. Did you get an accurate count of the inventory? Her opinion doesn't count with me. The team took account of their equipment before setting out on their expedition. There's no telling the true count without proper investigation. Could I ask you for a count of all the guests who have confirmed? Please count these pamphlets and place them on the table. The teacher asked the students to count to 100. So there you have it. We've explored the definition of count, looked at its synonyms like number, tally, calculation, and enumeration, and its antonyms like estimate, guess, and approximation. We've also seen how it's used in daily conversations and common expressions. Remember, count can refer to the act of determining quantity or the total number of things. Thank you so much for joining me on Hello Word today. I hope you found this episode insightful and helpful in expanding your English vocabulary. Remember to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. Your support helps others discover our show and continue learning. Now, for your challenge, create your own sentence using the word count and share it in the comments below. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll see you next time on Hello Word.
Goodbye.